Welcome back to our channel where we share insight from the Bible. Let's delve into the Bible, where it is written 365 times, "Do not be afraid." In the book of Deuteronomy, Moses addresses the Israelites as they prepare to enter the Promised Land. In chapter 3, verse 22, he imparts a powerful message: "Do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God." The Israelites faced formidable enemies, mighty kings and well-fortified cities. Fear gripped their hearts as they contemplated the battles ahead. But Moses reminds them that their strength doesn't lie in their own might or strategy, it rests in the unwavering faithfulness of their God. Moses begins with a clear directive: do not be afraid. Fear is a natural human response when confronted with challenges, but God's promise transcends fear. When we trust in Him, fear loses its grip. God Himself will fight for you. The phrase "the Lord your God Himself will fight for you" underscores God's active involvement. It's not merely angelic assistance or human effort, it's the Almighty God stepping into the fray on behalf of His people. Notice the intimate language: the Lord your God. This isn't a distant deity, it's a personal relationship. God fights for His children individually, knowing each by name. The promise isn't conditional on Israel's strength or skill. It's an unequivocal declaration: God will fight. Victory is assured, not because of their prowess, but because of God's character. As we face our own battles, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, we can draw strength from this verse. Our fears may be real, but our God is greater. He fights for us, defends us, and ensures our ultimate victory. Deuteronomy 3:22 invites us to relinquish our fears, trust in God's unwavering love, and rest in the assurance that He fights on our behalf. When life's battles loom large, remember, the Lord your God Himself will fight for you. In the vast wilderness, where the sun blazed mercilessly and the winds whispered secrets of ancient promises, Joshua stood at the precipice. His heart, a tempest of emotions, wrestled with the weight of leadership. Moses, the great prophet, had passed the mantle to him, a daunting inheritance. Like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this. The call to courage. Joshua's sandals pressed into the arid soil as he surveyed the land stretching before him. The Promised Land, the culmination of centuries of longing, sacrifice, and wandering. Yet, fear gnawed at his resolve. The Canaanites, like giants, loomed across the Jordan River. Doubt whispered, "Are you strong enough?" The whisper of assurance. That night, beneath a canvas of stars, Joshua sought solace. He remembered Moses' words, "Be strong and courageous." The divine assurance echoed in his mind. "Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you, He will never leave you nor forsake you." The crossing the Jordan River surged, its waters turbulent. The Ark of the Covenant led the way, carried by priests with trembling hands. Joshua stepped into the current, heart pounding. The river parted, a miracle etched in memory. As he stepped onto Canaanite soil, he felt the weight of divine presence. The Battle of Jericho. Jericho's walls mocked Joshua. Yet, he obeyed the strange command: march around the city, blow trumpets, and shout. The walls crumbled, not by human might, but by the invisible hand of God. Joshua knew then, he was not alone. The Lord fought alongside him. The promised inheritance. Tribes received their allotments, their inheritance. Joshua's eyes rested on the hills of Ephraim. He recalled Moses' words: "He will never leave you nor forsake you." The land was more than soil, it was a covenant fulfilled, a testament to unwavering faith. The legacy. Joshua aged, but his spirit remained unyielding. He gathered the people, recounting their journey. "Remember," he said, "the Lord goes with you. He will never forsake you." His final breath carried the promise to generations. Our journey. And so, we stand on our own precipices, the brink of dreams, battles, and uncertainties. The same words echo across time: be strong and courageous. Fear may assail us, but the Lord's presence remains steadfast. He walks beside us, whispering, "I am with you." The ancient scroll lay open before him, its parchment worn and etched with wisdom. His trembling fingers traced the words of Isaiah 41:10. "So do not fear, for I am with you, do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." The valley of shadows. Eliel's heart echoed with uncertainty. The world outside their humble tent was a tempest, a storm of invaders, famine, and fear. The Babylonians loomed like giants, their chariots thundering across the land. But the prophet's words whispered hope: "Do not fear." The promise. Eliel's father, a weathered shepherd, had taught him about Yahweh, the God who parted seas, guided wanderers, and breathed life into dust. He is our strength, his father would say, eyes ablaze with faith. He upholds us with his righteous right hand. The Exodus. As the Babylonian army encroached, Eliel's family fled. They crossed rivers, deserts, and valleys, their footsteps echoing the ancient Exodus. Fear clung to them like dust, but the promise remained, I am with you. Eliel imagined God's hand cradling them, unwavering. The wilderness. In the wilderness, they thirsted for more than water. Eliel sought solace in prayer, lifting his voice to the heavens. Be our strength, he pleaded. Uphold us. And in the silence, he felt the gentle touch of the Almighty, the righteous right hand that defied despair. A weary traveler named Alara sought solace. The world outside was a tempest, a cacophony of chaos, fear, and uncertainty. Yet, within her, a whisper echoed, Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. The gift of peace. Alara traced the ancient words etched on parchment, the promise spoken by the one who walked on water and calmed raging seas. His peace was not fleeting, like the passing winds, it was an inheritance, a legacy. Not as the world gives, she mused. This peace transcended circumstances. The world's bargains. The world offered counterfeit peace, temporary distractions, fleeting pleasures, and false assurances. Alara had tasted them all, the numbing glow of screens, the rush of ambition, the hollow laughter at parties. But they left her heart restless, hungering for more. The storm within Alara's heart was a tempest, a battlefield of doubts, regrets, and fears. Relationships fractured, dreams shattered, and hope waned. Yet, the promise echoed, do not let your hearts be troubled. She clung to it like a lifeline. In the ancient land of Canaan, Joshua stood at the edge of the Jordan River, the weight of leadership pressing upon him. Moses, the great prophet, had passed away, leaving Joshua with an immense responsibility, to lead the Israelites into the promised land. The murmurs of the people echoed in his ears. Fear and uncertainty hung heavy in the air. The promised land lay just beyond the river, but it was no easy path. Giants inhabited the land, and fortified cities stood as formidable obstacles. Doubt gnawed at Joshua's resolve. Could he truly fill Moses' sandals? Could he guide this nation to victory? It was then that the divine voice spoke to him, resonating through the depths of his soul. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua's heart surged with newfound strength. The command was not merely for him, it was a promise. God's presence would accompany him, a pillar of fire by night and a cloud by day. The same God who parted the Red Sea now stood beside him, urging him forward. He gathered the people, recounting their history, the slavery in Egypt, the wilderness wanderings, and the miracles that sustained them. Their journey was not just physical, it was a journey of faith. The Jordan River, swollen and treacherous, symbolized their fears and doubts. But Joshua stepped into the water, and as his foot touched the riverbed, the waters parted, revealing a dry path. The Israelites followed, their eyes wide with wonder. They crossed on dry ground, the walls of water standing like sentinels. Joshua knew this was more than a natural phenomenon, it was a testament to God's faithfulness. He felt the divine presence, the assurance that he was not alone. As they entered the promised land, battles ensued. Jericho fell, its mighty walls crumbling at the sound of trumpets. Yet, challenges persisted, the city of Ai humbled them, revealing hidden sin. Joshua sought God's guidance, and the sin was purged. Victory followed, step by step. Through it all, Joshua clung to the promise, be strong and courageous. It wasn't bravado, it was a deep-rooted trust. When faced with giants, he remembered the words. When fatigue threatened to overwhelm him, he leaned on the promise. And when doubts whispered, he declared, the Lord is with us. The years passed. Joshua aged, but his spirit remained unyielding. The promised land became their home, and the people flourished. Yet, the command echoed. Through generations, the call to courage, the reminder of God's abiding presence. Dear reader, take heart. For in your own journey, whether through deserts or valleys, battles or victories, the same promise holds true. When fear grips you, when discouragement threatens, remember Joshua's story. The Lord your God is with you wherever you go.